Welcome back. This is an Alex homework video on predicting and naming ionic compounds formed by two elements. In a past video, we've already done predicting. We can know whether something is ionic if it's a metal joining with a nonmetal. So we could guess it. We've even derived its empirical formula from the two based upon the fact that we know that they will always form a neutral compound. So the charges will always cancel out. In this case, this example, we're also going to name them. And remember, we've named them before. If you have an ionic compound, you don't need the prefixes. You don't need the dis and the bis and the tris and the tetras and those. You just name them normally. But if you have a transition metal, something in the middle, that valley in the middle of the periodic table, you're going to have to use Roman numerals to name it. All right, so let's get started. Let's see what we got. Remember, we're looking for a metal and a nonmetal in order to know if we have an ionic bond. So the first one I have is bromine. Bromine is -1 because it's in group 7. Barium, barium is group 2, so it's going to be +2. So I've got a metal and a nonmetal. So yes, I can form an ionic bond with a metal and a nonmetal. What's its ionic compound? Well, I'm going to do barium first because it's the metal. I'm going to do bromine secondly. That's the nonmetal. Now I have to know, do I have any subscripts? Barium is in group 2. It's +2, so I'm going to hold that in my head. Bromine is -1 since it's group 7. So how many -1s would I need to make a negative, or to balance with a +2? I'm going to need 2. Okay, so my empirical formula is BaBr2. Now name it. Okay, since barium is one of the representative elements, it's in, remember, representative elements is in first 2 columns and the last 6 columns. I don't need the Roman numerals to name it. I just name it with barium. So remember, you have to spell these correctly. I'd hate for you to do all this work and then get it wrong because you spelled it wrong. Barium, and then bromide. You don't need dibromide because remember, that is when you have covalent molecules. These are ionic molecules. You don't need the prefixes. Okay. Cesium and fluorine. Cesium is your metal. It's in group 1. Fluorine is in group 7, so it's a -1. So this is +1, -1. So I can easily do a ionic compound there. Cesium is first, so I'm going to do Cs and then F. And now check out, do I need any prefix or subscripts? This is +1, -1, so it's a 1-to-1. So I don't need any subscripts, and I just name it with cesium first. Okay, so cesium is spelled with ES, cesium, and then fluorine is spelled backwards, so it's UO, so it's not like flour, it's fluoride, Fluoride. Okay, lithium and bromine. Lithium is in group 1, +1, bromine's in group 7, -1, so I can make one out of +1 and -1. I do the lithium first, because it's the metal. I do the bromine second, it's the nonmetal. It's a 1-to-1 relationship, so I don't need any subscripts. So it's going to be lithium and then bromide. Lithium and magnesium. Lithium is in group 1, +1. Magnesium is in group 2, +2. I've got 2 metals. 2 metals can't form an ionic bond. You have to have a metal and a nonmetal to make an ionic bond. So that's a no, so I don't have to do any of these. Good, I like those. All right, thanks.